Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Berserk Apex Drift League. And our first season is well underway. We have arrived at our fourth round of the championship. This time at ECPA. We saw qualifying out yesterday. We had about 24 out of the 32 drivers come through and qualify. We are left with 16. They have been having a bit of a practice period now. We are starting obviously, like always, with half of the bracket, so 8 and 8 drivers. And we are gonna get going shortly. Sadly, our dear beloved T4, he is still in Spain. And Smooth Entry, he's split of events here. He's come down sick, just like I did during the last comp at for BDX competitive. So it is just gonna be me up here today, but I'm sure we'll do just fine. Once more, before we begin, let's have a look at the line map. So you have that very long and speedy run up to the initiation. Once more, that swing is optional, but it is what is it's the line you should do in order to set yourself up best for keeping the momentum throughout the first outside zone. Coming to the first outside zone over to 2, they're carrying a lot of speed through here. There you see coming into that decel zone. I think a lot of drivers are going to be using angle mostly to slow down the car coming into inside clip 1, but there are going to be some breaks there as well. And if you're on reduced angle there, we may see some clips there from the chases, but I think it's gonna be pretty clear and clean through there. Going over inside clip 1, moving out to 3 there at outside zone 3. This is the big area of danger. We saw this throughout all of qualifying last night. Just constant overruns, especially during the last part of the zone. It is also very tricky to set up the car on angle coming up there, because it is the track is banked at different sections, and coming up to 3 there is a slight bank, and so you wash out as you come up, or you understeer and go on the right side, or may go out at the end like a lot of drivers did do, and then overline obviously. Alright. And with that, we can call the drivers in to despawn their cars, and we are gonna have the first 2 drivers up the top 16 line up and get ready. First up in the top 16, we got AMS, who should have been driving against Fiflick, but I have heard that he is not showing up, I believe. We've tried to contact him in the period leading up to the battles, but he has not shown yet. So I believe we are gonna see a buy run by AMS. Alright, first run of the night is a buy run. Do we have Alright, AMS got going eventually. Now AMS is gonna be one of the major finger differences from the others here. And as we see here, Orphan Smasher far surpassing him with the dome. But yeah, that's gonna be a default win there for AMS. Unfortunately for Fiflick, didn't show up in time. Alright. Let's get AMS off the field and we'll get the next drivers loaded up. No clue why AMS is still driving, but I guess. Alright, and next up we are gonna have Bolland versus Max. And Bolland will lead. Alright. Now let's see if Bolland can keep up his winning streak and the championship title. If he grabs another win here, he is definitely gonna be at the top of the leaderboard right until the very end of the championship, with only 2 more rounds to go after this. Can BP Customs pull it off? If we are ready, ladies and gentlemen, the first battle of tonight. Let's send it! ECPA! Bolland initiates. Savage angle there. May I overcorrect just a little bit. Max doing a beautiful job of correcting to that as they move through that inside clip and final outside zone. And over the line they go. Alright, let's switch it around now. Now Max taking the lead. Flint in the chase. Now for those of you who didn't watch yesterday, today we are gonna see the replay cam from the perspective of Orson Smasher there on the drone. Alright, if we are ready for round number 2. The lights are green. Max initiates. Bolland anticipating that savage angle that Max always operates with as they come through that second outside zone. Moving out to the third, and there we are. Wow. These two drivers definitely have the most savage angles on initiations that we were used to. And you know, Blinton and Max probably hasn't competed against each other since the BD2 days. Alright. Now we're getting the replays here in just a second. There is 1 and here is 2. And here we go. Looking back at that first run here with Blint in the lead. Almost full 90 degrees to initiation. He didn't actually slow down either. That wasn't a disruption. Max is just lucky he operates with the angle he does. He would not have been able to stop that. It was a little bit thin at the end, but very good run there from both drivers. This is probably the toughest competition Blint could have faced in the top 16. Blint doing a better job of mirroring the angle of Max throughout the second outside zone. Does fall behind a little bit throughout the inside clip, but still very, very good mirroring, staying with him right to the very end. Alright. Alright, we're just waiting for the votes now. This is gonna be a difficult one, I think. We are, right off the bat, we are seeing some absolute savagery. Seems the judges can't decide. We'll load the replay back up. Even though they do have their own replays to look at. Alright, this was the second run once more. Wow, well, it was really on it there. I think Max definitely picked the shorter straw here, being in lead. Being in chase first. Because he definitely did not expect that from Lind. Yeah, he definitely fell behind quite a bit there at the... Alright. And we have come to a conclusion. And we have 3 one more times immediately tonight. We will see that one more time, boys and girls. It was just too good to pass up. Alright. Alright, we are perched up back at the lights. Alright, once more, let's send it! ECPA! Alt initiates. On that angle, Max overshoots massively on entry. Catches back up with him, trying to get back into the pocket, moving to the second outside zone. Coming to that inside clip, moving out to the third now. And there we are. Alright. Sadly, that's gonna be a major disadvantage there for Max, but maybe he can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Maybe Ballin makes a mistake. Alright, and once more, let's see it. Max initiates. Going on a thinner angle, Ballin stays behind on a safe distance. Max drops a wheel, coming to the second, moving to that inside clip now. Ballin just stays at a respectable distance right to the very end, but does a very good job still of mirroring Max. Alright, now let's have a look at the replays once more. At the one, oh yeah. Max only really catching half of the first outside zone, but he did a very good job of getting into the pocket again. Even though he lost a lot of ground. He does seem to need to sacrifice a lot of ground with that car. It may just be a little bit too slow on the high end. Now at Blent's chase, Max massively overshoots, drops 2 tires actually on the first outside zone. May have just become completely unwound. And there we are. Alright. And we have one. We have 3 votes! We have 3 votes for Blint. Blint will move on to the grade 8. Wow. That was quite the battle between champions right at the beginning. I did not expect that so quickly. Alright, next up. We will have Drift X versus Siach. Which means we are about to witness the only Mustang RTR in battles tonight. Alright, boys and girls, lads and ladies, Matthias and drivers, RTRs and BMWs. Well, RTR. No, Drift X will lead. Guys are lining them up wrong. Hello? Top qualifier always goes above. Alright, I believe we are ready now. Alright, RTR versus BMW. Let's send it, BDX! What a speed's long. BMW overshoots! Man, we are seeing just what happened to Max there. Oh, aye! And Drift Boydas. That looks like a full shutdown there. Coming up to the inside clip. Massive upset there from both drivers. Although the BMW did not have a an incomplete. Alright. And we are going again. BMW up front now. RTR falling far behind as they move to that inside clip and over to the third outside zone and over the line. Alright. Alright, here we go, replay time. And we got the... So that's the second replay. Here we go. Alright, here looking back, BMW goes far out. Does get back into the pocket. And there we see that shutdown from the RTR. Yeah. Fortunately, I think that's just gonna be it. BMW got an early lead. Mustang is really struggling to keep up. Maybe running a very limited gear ratio as they come through here and over to the last outside zone. Mustang is just then there, car about to catch up. All right. And we got unanimous decision. SCR will move on to the grade 8. Unfortunate turn there of events. The only Mustang RTR of tonight is out. Which means next up we are gonna have... Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a good one. We got Levi versus Sigani. The current top champions. Levi in second place now, I believe, with Sigani in third place, tightly behind. Alright, let's get him. Levi will lead with Sigani in the chase. The second BP Custom Boys. Let's see if he makes it through the window. Levi initiates. Sigani does a beautiful job of mirroring the angle of Levi during the initiation. Does shallow up quite a bit as we come to the inside clip. Moving out to the third. Sigani opts for a wider, tighter line there. Seems to have cost him a little bit of ground. And now we are gonna switch it around. Alright, second run. Sigani in the lead with Levi in the chase. Sigani initiates. May have over-angled just slightly there, moving to the second outside zone, coming to the inside clip. Sigani misses the inside clip, moving to the third outside zone. Almost overcorrects once more, and there we are, over the line. Seems to be having a bit of a repeat of Omen here. Sigani is really struggling with the setup of that car. Looking back at the replays now. Yes, again, he's sacrificing quite a bit of zone there. Maybe even almost a straighten, but I think he was still moving sideways. As they come through the third there, see Levi, actually Sigani doing the same move once more there. Levi doing a much better job of mirroring what Sigani is doing. Yeah, it does really seem like it is Sigani's setup that is hindering him here. Alright. And we saw them during the finals at our last round, and we saw them in the first battle of today's round. Who will it be? We have one vote for Levi. And with unanimous decision again, Levi takes the win, moves on to the Grade 8, unfortunately. One BP Custom Boys is on his way home already tonight. Good performance by both. Always love seeing these people battle it out. And that is us done with the first half of the top 16, which means we are gonna get the next group in. And after this commercial break, when we return to the action, top 16 continues. Berserk Apex Drift League is presented by Have you ever found yourself driving like an absolute maniac? Uh-oh, this won't be good. Wowza! I wonder what our insurance agent has to say about this.
We don't cover that.
Ha! I wonder why. Let's see that again in slow motion. Jeez, that must have hurt.
Yeah, we definitely don't cover that.
BADL car insurance. Drift at your own risk.
Introducing the BADL Helmet Cam. With the breathtaking clarity of a monstrous 420p. BADL Helmet Cam. Experience the panic.
Man, I got comp in 5 minutes and I'm tired as hell. What am I gonna do? I mean, sure, I guess. Oh, mama. Go-Go juice. Totally legal. Alright, everyone, we return to the field. We're gonna just witness the drivers having a bit of a practice period now, since every group gets 10 minutes prior to joining in. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We got about 6 or 7 minutes left. Pun not intended, by the way. We'll see you in a second. Alright, people, we return to the action. We are halfway through top 16. Now we got our next drivers loaded up here. We got LS7 and Dizzy. S15 versus E36. Nissan versus BMW. We are ready to continue the action. In 3, 2, 1, let's set it! ECPA, let's go! LS7 also for that wide swing. X-Dizzy doing a beautiful job of mirroring the line and angle of LS7 as they move through to that inside clip. Now coming to the third outside zone. X-Dizzy staying with him right till the very end. Very, very nice show indeed. Alright. Second run. LS7 catching up with Dizzy. As they move through the first outside zone. LS7 falling behind just a little bit to sacrifice a little bit of that second outside zone as they move to the third now. And there we are over the line. That was very, very nice. Man, the level of driving that is just getting better and better with every competition. And you know, the addition of the lag prediction system and continuously updated and improved physics. It is just such a joy to be part of this. All right, now just waiting for that replay. Oop, I was in the wrong chat. Excuse me. Yeah, as we see here, Dizzy doing just one of the most phenomenal mirroring jobs I have seen throughout BDX. That was very, very nice. Now BADL does focus heavily on mirroring. See there, LS7. I think that speed of the E36 really threw him off there. During the first half of the run, he did have to spend most of that battle trying to catch up. Alright. And let me just make sure that I saw that correctly. Yep. Make sure I saw who drove first. All right. Alright, stand by people, I need to have a word with my judges. Judges are reviewing the clips right now. Alright, and after a careful evaluation, LS7 takes the win. LS7 will move on to the Grade 8. Which means next up we are gonna see Mentos versus Rafida. And we got that pink S15 V6 by Mentos, and got Rafida moving up in his S15 V6. Now we do have to pay attention to the difference in ping between Rafida and Mentos. We've seen it in previous comps that with such a high ping difference, Mentos is gonna appear a lot closer to Rafida during his chase run. This is where we may see some clipping. Actually, when we get to Mentos' chase run. Alright, we are moving down the line. Alright, Mentos initiates. Rafida not really on the same angle as Mentos. As we come through to the inside clip. Third outside zone. And there we are. Alright. Rafida kept with Mentos throughout that entire run. And here we go for run number 2. Oh! Mentos right with him from the beginning as we come through the second outside zone. Moving up now to the third. Mentos is just right there with him till the end. Wow! Oh. Need to bring up the judge bracket. Let's reset that. Alright. Let's have a look now at that replay. Mentos' first lead here. Coming in, Rafida Staying at a respectable distance, trying to reel him in. Doesn't quite find the rhythm before the end of outside zone 2. Coming through the end now. And over. Alright. For that second run, we saw Rafita swing it in early on. Mentos doing a beautiful job of anticipating what angle and line he needed to stay at once he got back into the pocket there. Coming to the inside clip and third outside zone. Mentos is just right there with him till the end. Wow! That was very, very nice. This is gonna require some very careful evaluation considering the ping difference, so really I think it's gonna come down to mirroring and proximity of this one. Well, not proximity, mirroring line work. And the conclusions are 1, 2, and 3 votes for Mentos. Mentos moves on to the grade 8. Rafita, he's sadly going home. Alright, we are quickly moving through the bracket now. Next up, we will see, I believe that is Cabanos versus James 130. I'm not oh yeah, James has shown up. He is here now. Very good. Next two drivers are getting ready. You see the shadow there of what I guess to be the main judge authority right now, Cooler. And Mateus dancing at the lights. Our new judge trainee, Aula, at the top of the lights. Well, top of the grid. Alright, Cabanos is ready, and James is ready. That S13 versus the Eurofighter. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send him off! Cabanos swings in. Oh! James with a massive understeer on initiation there. Seems to be very unwound. And over the line they go. Seems Cabanos is at a advantage here. Now Cabanos has been very, very clean ever since, well, ever since we started practicing this map and through some of the mini comps and everything. He does seem to be very dialed both mentally and the car. Everything is just ending up for a good picture here. Alright, let's see if they got it. James moves in. Cabanos is not holding back. Getting right on the door of James, even though he doesn't need to go that hard. As we come through the third outside. Oh! And Cabanos shuts it down at the last corner. That is not a decel zone. That may have been due to the lead. We'll just have to wait and see. Careful reviewing again. Alright, let's have a look now. Battles there. James falling far behind on this chase. Does look like his wheels were straight there at one point. Big bump from Cabanos moving to the second. I didn't see that. Coming to the third now. Cabanos drops a tire. Still. James is not really in the running throughout that run. Seeing here now, Cabanos doing a very good job of mirroring James from the get-go. Does lose out on the second zone. Almost shuts it down coming up the hill. And no, that does indeed not look like a shutdown. That is strange. What are we seeing here? May have tried to speed up in a higher gear and didn't anticipate James to be that slow. Interesting. I mean, we have two quite bad mistakes from both drivers in both runs. May come down to who had the worst and the most. We don't have any walls to hit at ECPA, but we sure do have a lot of washing out due to the banks at the track. That's what really makes it interesting. Come through that very fast initiation, and then if you carry too much speed, you wash off the track and you drop a tire, and if you carry too little speed, you won't have enough momentum to carry yourself through the entire zone. It's really where also a lot of people follow on that understeering their chase. Alright, let's just pull up the replays on the screen. So y'all can see what the judges are looking at. Now I did see one of the judges pull up a picture of Cabanos almost wheel straightened. You can see James did the same at the first part of this run. As he initiates here. Right, they go left. They were definitely, yeah. Well, I would say that we have incomplete from both drivers. We had straightens on both runs. And we have 3 more times. We will see that again. Yeah, just too many mistakes to really be able to make a reliable call. We will see them go at it again. Alright, we are moving back up to the line. Let's keep it clean now, boys. Alright, from red to green. Nissan versus BMW. Let's go! Alright, Cabano swings it in again. He does seem to have... Oh! Massive overrun there by James. Come to the third outside zone. Cabanos keeps it on tracks this time. Alright. Alright, and for the second run. Just one more time, let's see it. Oh! Massive hit there from James. Initiating. Unfortunately, that is gonna be it. Good sport on Cabanos there for staying with him throughout the whole run. Just for clarity, we're going the judges to put in their vote. And we're still gonna have the replay, it seems. Yeah, that's 4 tires off there. Incomplete in the chase. And then we saw that massive hit on initiation. Yeah. Oof. That means Cabanos will move on to the grade 8. Fortunate way to go out. That's just the way it is sometimes. Alright then, and finally, in the top 16, we will have Krav versus Platinum Crime. Alright, we got Krav up at the line now with that Garagistics livery on their E92 Eurofighter. Platinum Crime coming up the line now in the S15 V6. Alright, it seems both are ready. Let's go! BMW coming down the line. Big swing from the E92. Big swing energy. Moving to the first outside zone. Platna staying right there with him. Doing a beautiful job. Mirroring. Falls behind just a little bit coming up the hill. And sacrifices most of outside zone 3. Did look like the E92 may have had a bit of a hiccup moving from 2 and over to the inside clip. That may have caused the S15 to fall behind, but that was in the diesel area. I'm not gonna speculate, we'll leave that up to the judges. Alright now, moving it around. S15 in the front now. Platna versus Krav. And here we go. BMW falls far behind as they get into the first outside zone. Looks like the S15 may have overstepped it quite a bit there on the initiation. Still, the E92 is not really in the running before we get to the end here. And there we are. That may be ping difference. Alright. Seems we not able to have a safe run yet. Alright, looking back at the replay now, that first run with Krav up front. Platna doing a very, very nice job of mirroring Krav here during the first half of the run. As they come up the hill here. Yeah, no, that diesel was not, that did not cause the S15 to slow down like that. I believe that is something with the S15. It's something about the torque figure when it moves up the hill there that it really doesn't like going uphill at that section in whatever gear that is. Because that's exactly what we saw during earlier runs. Now, I'm not sure what happened here during the second run. I gotta see that from the start. We may have had a jump light there actually. Either that or Krav is having some major lag issues. Now Platna did go a couple wheels off. Like, yeah, Krav is having a hard time to adapt to that. But Krav did not straighten or shut it down at any point during that chase run, so I believe with that incomplete by Platna in the first run, completely straightening up the hill there, that is gonna be a major mishap. Just waiting for a decision to be made now. Alright, and we will have another one more time! With unanimous decision. Alright. Guess we had too many mistakes once more to make a fair call there. All right, let's keep it clean this time. Platinum has done about 55 burnout donuts while I was waiting, so his tires are definitely warm. Alright, if we are ready again, BDX, let's send it! ECPA! I think Krav is having some major difficulties. Alright, count that as one missed light. What is going on? Alright, just confirm that they are ready before we begin. Alright, it seems we are. And I definitely saw... Alright. BMW swings it in. Platina right onto the door of the BMW. Krav drops a tire throughout the entirety of the first outside zone. S15 keeps it on rails this time. Very, very good job by Platina. Moving over, and there we are. Alright. Run number 2. And here we go. Yeah, Krav is definitely having quite some lag challenges playing on this server. Tell by how late he starts on the lights. Does a very good job though of mirroring Platina throughout the entire run. And over the line we go. Yeah, that is gonna come down to whoever. Alright, hopefully the final runs now. Let's have a look at... Platina staying with Krav from the get-go there. Could anticipate that Krav was going too fast as he ran off the track. Now coming to that inside clip. Keeps it on rails. Second run, Krav falling very far behind. Come to the first outside zone. Krav going quite thin, even if he was on the door. I'm not even sure if he's driving with the lag prediction system on. Could actually be driving with it off. But there we are. All right. Hopefully we will have reached a conclusion now. And we have. Three votes for Platina. Platina moves on to the Grade 8, which means we have concluded our top 16. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return to the action, the Grade 8 will begin. See you there.
Berserk Apex Drift League is presented by of driving like an absolute maniac. Uh-oh, this won't be good. Wowza! I wonder what our insurance agent has to say about this.
We don't cover that.
Ha! I wonder why. Let's see that again in slow motion. Jeez, that must have hurt.
Yeah, we definitely don't cover that.
BADL car insurance. Drift at your own risk.
Introducing the BADL Helmet Cam. With the breathtaking clarity of a monstrous 420p. BADL Helmet Cam. Experience the panic.
Man, I got comp in 5 minutes and I'm tired as hell. What am I gonna do? I mean, sure, I guess. Oh, mama.
Matthews Go-Go Juice. Totally legal.
And we are back! Hello people, and welcome back to the action. Now that we have returned, the Great Aim 8 will happen. Now we got two absolute titans of BDX right here. The first battle in the Great 8 is gonna be a great one. In the lead, we got AMS with Ballint in the chase. Let's set it, BDX! We may have some conflict here as AMS flicks it in. Ballint may have been a bit too aggressive there. I think we are seeing the same type of ping difference here that we would normally see with Rafida. Ballint not really anticipating that as we come through the final zone, and there we are. First battle of the Great 8 is over in a flash. Alright. Sort of seeing the old confused about who's leading and who's chasing deal there at the initiation. It's like the old desync taste, but yeah, I'm gonna take that down to the ping difference between these two. Oh, and AMS may be lagging. All right, we have a missed start. Wait for Blint to get back to the start here. Alright, here we go. Ballint takes an early lead as he swings it in. AMS falling far behind. That is definitely the ping difference we're seeing there. As we come through to the final outside zone, and there we are over the line. Man, that is a very, very big gap. Alright folks, let's look at some replays. Loading up that Orphan Special replay here, we see Ballint early on. Very big angle, dialing it back just a little bit. Almost comes through again. That is definitely the ping difference doing that. There we are, alright. Now for that second run, I am very curious as to what exactly was going on here, because that is a massive gap right there. It's the third outside zone. Don't really see any major mistakes from either driver, so this may you know what, we'll just keep that rolling for a bit. So I guess we may have calls. AMS is at 1k ping. You know, that just won't do it. We may have to make a technical decision here based on rules, because you know that is gonna be completely unchaseable by by any of the other drivers. So we gotta make this fair for everyone. Waiting to see what the judge authority has to say. Alright, and we have a call for a redo. The judge authority is calling for a redo, so we will see them go at it again. It's not a one more time, but a redo. Alright, works for me. As long as AMS can sort out his ping. If it's gonna be that major once again, then unfortunately AMS will not be able to continue this competition. That is unfortunately the way things have to be. It's the same with VDC and any other competitions. They do have restrictions and rules on how high ping you are allowed to have going into competitions, and if you make too big of a difference, then it can't let you. Pretty much the same with any esports. Now Ballins may have to dial it back just a notch here, not interfere with AMS. Just waiting for AMS to get ready here. Oh. Alright, we need to figure out what's going on here. Alright, and while we wait for AMS to return, we are gonna go ahead with the next battles. So next up, we are gonna have S1AK, Siak versus Levi. Siak will lead. Where is he? Alright, it seems we're missing Siak as well, so AMS has just returned, so we are gonna resume with the battle between Balint and AMS. Alright, just waiting for him to get to the line now. Alright, we are ready to see them again. Now hopefully AMS has sorted out his problems and will be able to do a complete run. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's send it! ECPA! Nope. Still very much very difficult ping to fight. And there we are over the line. Alright, and for the second run. Alright, here we go. And AMS falls far, far behind. And oof! Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, unfortunately, ping is just not on AMS's side. Unfortunately, this is something we have seen in comp previously. Alright, and it seems we only have one replay to look at as well, so we will leave the replays out for this one. Yep, I'm hearing what the judges are saying. Unfortunately. Yep. That means, unfortunately, AMS will be going home right now, which means Blint will move on to the top 4. Man, it really sucks going out on a crash, but it sucks even more going out on lag, and I really know just how that's like. We really try to make everything fair for everyone. Oh, they do have equipment failures a lot in real drifting as well. And definitely with a driver like AMS who's so talented, it's just so heartbreaking to see him go out like that. But at least he's been able to come here and to take part in comp, and big massive love to AMS for that. Now here we have an event unfolding that I don't think I have ever seen in comp, in BDX or BD2 for that sake. We have someone who has shown up to top 16 and not shown up to the to the Great 8. I have no idea where Siak is, but it would appear that Levi is getting a buy run. Well, we've tried to contact him long enough now, so I guess he's not showing up. I'll leave that up to the head judge to decide. Gotta make a decision right now. Alright, we are going with the buy run, it seems. And Levi is not awake. Let's try that again. Try Alright, Levi goes with a Byron. Default win there for Levi. Actually, one of the most beautiful runs I've seen Levi do on this track. Wow. That would have been a good lead. Alright. We are halfway through the grade 8 and we got Blint and Levi moving on to the top 4. Next up we will have LS7 versus Mentos. I believe LS7 will lead. Yes, he will. Alright, battle of the S15 V6s again! Once more, BDX is not sponsored by Nissan. Alright. Oh, and we have another missed start. Surely he must realize that he's not being chased by now. Yeah. Alright. How about now? Alright, let's try this again. Let's send it! Good swing from both drivers. Mentos does a bit of a jitter catching up and getting into the pocket behind LS7 there as they move out throughout the second outside zone. Coming up the hill now on that inside clip. Mentos doing a beautiful job of mirroring the angle and line of LS7 as we come over the line. Alright. And here we go again with the pink Nissan in the front now. Mentos swings it in. LS7 in tight chase behind, getting right on the line together with Mentos. Very good mirroring and the proximity. Doctor, look at this! As we come throughout the third outside zone and LS7 is with Mentos right to the very end. Oh my goodness! That's what we want to see. It is starting to heat up now, people. Now, let's look at those Orphan Smasher drone replays. Gotta say, bit tired of seeing so many S15 V6s being used these days, but you gotta admit, they do look very, very smooth. Very, very stable platform, that's for sure. Alright, here is... On initiation here, LS7 getting right on the line. Mentos sacrificing quite a bit of the first outside zone. Drops tire coming into the second. Was a bit thin on the inside clip. Sacrifices half of outside zone 3. Now coming back here, looking at LS7's chase run. Gets right on it. Sacrifices a bit of outside zone 1 as well. Maybe not quite as much. Does fill out the entirety of outside zone 2 and just beautiful mirroring. It's just right there with Mentos to the very end. Very, very good indeed. Alright, let's see if we have reached a conclusion. One, 2, and 3 votes for LS7. LS7 will move on to the top 4. Very good show by both there. Those are the kind of judge calls you want to make. You know, when you're not just focusing only on who made the most mistakes. It's more about who did the best driving. Alright, and I believe that means we will see. Oh yeah. We got Cabanos and Platna for the final drivers in the grade 8. Alright, we got them both lined up. Another Nissan battle. S13 versus S15. Platinum backs up for a second. Alright, let's see if Cabanos has gotten his nerves under control. And if Platinum can follow up the cleanness of Cabanos as he initiates into the first corner. Swings it in, and oh! Platinum seems to have had a major mishap there on initiation. As we come to the third and final outside zone here and over the line. Not quite sure what happened there. Gotta make a clear mention that an initiation is always a decel zone. So that may have just been Platinum not being able to anticipate what Cabanos was gonna do on initiation there. Interesting to look back at. Alright. Moving back for that second run. Cabanos moving down the line. Getting right there with Platina. As they move throughout the first outside zone. Coming to the second now. Coming up the hill to the inside clip. Swings it over for the third outside zone. And wraps it up. Alright. Good second run there. Tandem is definitely with that shutdown that we saw from Platinum the first run. It does look like that it's swinging in Cabanos' favor here, but we're gonna have to see that replay. Didn't really catch what happened in the heat of the moment. Alright, looking back at that first run now. As we come to the initiation, Cabanos swings it in. Platina drops a tire, and I think he really just made a very big correction. Trying to not go off the track, and that really stopped him in his tracks there. Alright. Cabanos here does have quite a big correction in the first outside zone, but gets it right back into the pocket without any major mishaps. It's a good job of mirroring him throughout the second inside and the inside clip and over third outside zone. Alright. And let me just have a look again. Oh, never mind. Cabanos takes the win again. Cabanos will move on to the top 4, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. We have our top 4 set up. We are gonna get them dialed in. We're not gonna jump to another commercial break. We're gonna get underway with the top 4. And then we are gonna have a break between the top 4 and the battle for third place in the finals. So only one more commercial break to go. Alright, let's get set up here. So just get the updated bracket sent over. Which means that, yeah, Levi versus Blint. In the top 4. Levi in the lead with Blint in the chase. Another Nissan battle. Will the BP Customs boys rise to the top of the occasion once more? Like I was saying earlier, if Pauling grabs another win today, he will be at the top of the leaderboard right up till the end of the championship. Alright, and we are going. Blint sacrifices quite a lot of that first outside zone. May have had a bit of a mishap at the start. Not quite sure about that. As we get to the final outside zone and over the line. May have had a missed start. I don't know. It looked like both of them got going at the same time. Alright, now for the second run. Let's send it! ECPA! Alright. Blint initiates. Levi falling quite a bit behind. As we transition over to the inside clip and third and final outside zone. And over the line we go. Alright. Interesting there. Not quite sure what happened to Blint. And I can already see as we get through to the final runs now, Orphan Smasher is starting to fancy up the drone antics. Let's have a look at this. Oh wait, no, that is the previous one. Alright, looking at Ballin's lead here. Does go much earlier on an absolute savage angle. Almost drops a tire throughout the first outside zone. Comes to the second on a massive angle, moving to the inside clip. Comes to the third and stays on that angle throughout the whole run. Very, very clean run there. Now let's have a look at Levi's lead run. He swings it in. Blint sacrifices most of outside zone 1 as they come out to the second. Does catch up at the end. I do think we have quite a big ping difference between these two, and over the line they go. Alright. And ladies and gentlemen, and keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the person who loses their battles in the top 4, they will still be in the battles for third place. So, whichever one of these loses, do not leave. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. This is the exciting one for me. We will not see another BP Customs final because Levi takes the win and moves on to the top 4. Which means Levi will be in the finals. Alright. Next up, we will see LS7 versus Cabanos. LS7 will lead. We are rapidly nearing the end of this round of the Battle Championship, and it is so nice also to see so many drivers who has been with us since the first round, ever since Ignition even, who's been, you know, coming to every single comp, bringing their heat, practicing. Just I love the dedication to the game and to the community. Alright, the final drivers out the top 4. Let's send it! BDX! LS7 moves down the line with Cabanos right on his tail as they transition into the first outside zone. Cabanos right there with him, right up on the point of the second outside zone. Reels him back in for the third and over the line. That has to be the cleanest chase by Cabanos all night long. It is heating up now, people. It is now or never, Cabanos. Or LS7. Who will it be? The lights are red. The lights are green. Let's freaking send it! Cabanos flicks it in. The LS7 overshoots it! And shuts it down! Oh man, that is very unlike LS7. Oh man. Yeah, this track, like, we have unforgiving tracks like Long Beach and PG and places where you have walls and tricky corners and stuff. Like here, it's just, it feels safe because it's open, but you know, that initiation and that last corner, it's just, it's so easy to just wash out. Oh man. Alright. And it does appear that the drone operator, Orphan Smasher, did lag out during the second run, but to be fair, there wasn't much we needed to see there from another perspective. I believe we're just gonna go straight to the call. And unfortunately, yes. This means for LS7, the night is well, it's not over. He's still gonna be in the battle for third place. But Cabanos takes the win, and Cabanos will be in the finals. Alright, lads and ladies, boys and girls. We are starting to get there with only, well, 2 more battles to go. The battle for third and the battle for first and second. When we return to the action, the finals. Don't go anywhere.
Berserk Apex Drift League is presented by Have you ever found yourself driving like an absolute maniac? Uh-oh, this won't be good. Wowza! I wonder what our insurance agent has to say about this.
We don't cover that.
Ha! I wonder why. Let's see that again in slow motion. Jeez, that must have hurt.
Yeah, we definitely don't cover that.
BADL car insurance. Drift at your own risk.
Introducing the BADL Helmet Cam. With the breathtaking clarity of a monstrous 420p. BADL Helmet Cam. Experience the panic.
Man, I got comp in 5 minutes and I'm tired as hell. What am I gonna do? I mean, sure, I guess. Oh, mama. Alright, boys and girls, here we arrive at the final stages of tonight. We got the battle of third place lined up for you guys right now. We got LS7 in the lead with Bolland in the chase. No matter how it goes for Bolland here, he is still gonna rack up quite a few points to savor him some for the championship points, you know. Same with LS7. Alright, boys and girls, of ECPA, of BDX, of the viewers, of the judges, of everyone, in 3, 2, 1, let's send it! BDX! LS7 hammers down the line with Bolland in tight chase. Bolland gives all the angle as he smacks into LS7's door, falls behind just a little bit, moving to the second to the outside zone, coming to the inside clip now to the third, and oh! Flint shuts it down at the end there. Alright. See what they do now. Run 2. Fight! Bolland swings in with everything he's got. LS7 goes on a reduced angle, loses out on most of outside zone 1. As they come throughout the second. Moving to the inside clip now, switching it up for the third outside zone. LS7 just right there with him till the end. And there we are. Alright now. We're gonna have a look at some replays, and then unless we have a call for a one more time, then we are not gonna reveal the winner of this battle before the podium, so you'll have to wait and see. Alright, here now looking at the replays. Armor Smasher coming in with cinematography. Very good shot there. Good lord, that angle from Bolland coming into the first outside zone. Yeah, as they come through the third here, and here is where, yeah, that may have just been a missed shift there. Here we go with Blind's lead. Swings it in on that Bolland 90 degrees angle. Yeah, after the first outside zone, LS7 just locked onto Bolland and stayed with him for the entire run. Alright. Seeing some solid finals here. And here they are doing victory burnouts around each other. Victory donuts, sorry. And we do not have a call for a one more time. We have a winner for third place. He will be announced at the podium. And now, let's get the Battle of the Titans set up. Alright, as we wait for them to get their setups made up, we will see in the finals of tonight, Cabanos versus Levi. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are ready, BDX, Let's send it! Here we go! Cabanos comes down the line. Same swing we've seen all night long. Levi in tight chase behind, just catches up with him right on the door. In the midpoint, has to come to the second outside zone. Levi is just right there with him as they transition over to the final outside zone. Levi banging on the door of Cabanos as we finish it up. Alright! Oh, the anticipation. Levi is gonna rack up quite a few competition points after this one, and I think he will become the new championship leader. We'll just have to wait and see. Levi comes down the line. Cabanos in tight chase behind. They swing it in, and Cabanos stays with him from the get-go. As we transition over to the second outside zone, as we come through here on that inside clip, Cabanos transitions over to the third outside zone, staying with Levi right to the very end. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That has to be the best battle we've seen all weekend. Someone's gotta call the doctor because he needs to see this. Now I for one definitely want to see those replays before we do anything. Alright, let's have a look at what Open Smasher has in store for us for these final runs. Alright, coming through the forest. That is very smooth indeed. Levi quite far behind from the lights. Does catch up with him and does a beautiful job of mirroring the angle and line of Cabanos. Just a tiny bit unsettled here and there. And here is the final clip, hopefully, of tonight. As the initiate Cabanos is with Levi from the get-go, as we saw. Nearly overrunning just a little bit as they come to the inside clip and over to the final outside zone. Alright. And we have no call for a one more time, which means that we are gonna direct everyone over to the podium where the winners of first, second, third, and fourth place, well, not announced, but first, second, and third place will be announced. Don't go anywhere. Alright, everyone. We come to... Cooler, remove your car. The judge is in the neon green car. Alright. Remove your car, Cooler. Yeah, I'm telling you off. Alright. After an epic weekend at one of the tracks that I have anticipated the most, we have seen it all. We have had quite a few technical difficulties with the track, and we had some lag issues during qualifying, but we've managed to pull through. We've trained a new staff member. We're testing out the format. We're trying to perfect this to the best of our ability. This is our 4th round, and I'm just so proud. Before I say anything, I'm so proud of not only the drivers, but the staff and DXT and the community and everyone who shows up to make this possible. So thank you, everyone. Alright, now for your winner of 3rd place, and greatly deserved, LS7! Oh yeah. And now, for the big one. We did not see a BP Customs Boys final this time around. And we did see Levi return for yet another final. And was it enough? Unfortunately, this time no, because Cabanos is your winner at ECPA! Congratulations to Cabanos! And once more, congratulations also to Levi. You did a great job of holding your own. And like I said, I still think that the points that he racked up getting 2nd place tonight is gonna be enough for him to get pretty damn close to being the championship leader. It is definitely gonna keep him safe moving on in the championship. LS7 is also gonna collect some points that he much needs to go up in the ranks. And man, I cannot wait to see what the next one brings. These drivers continuously come back, and hey, we're loving it. Thank you guys so much for tuning along and for coming along with us on this journey, and you can expect so much more from us going into the future. And next time we are gonna have Smooth Entry and T4 with us, as well as DXT probably. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to send it.